200w Alpha Take 5 marker. Welcome to Film Equipment and You. I'm Tony and this is an Inbetweenie. Now you might be saying, what's the big deal with this light? It's a really tiny baby light. Well, it is a really powerful light on its own. It's only 200 watts, so it's extremely versatile in terms of not overloading a circuit, and you have a lot of ability to shape the light and do what you need to do with it so that you can get any kind of specific look that you're looking for. I do want to mention that I'm wearing gloves right now, so this is an incandescent bulb. Anytime that you handle incandescent bulbs instead of LEDs, these get extremely hot very fast, especially anytime you're handling the can itself or the barn doors or a scrim put in between here or anything. You need to make sure that you're wearing proper gloves or it'll burn your hands. Okay, so let's go over some of the basics of the Inbetweenie. So like I said, this is a Fresnel light. So there's a piece of glass on the front here that is shaping the light, and when you spot it and flood it, it will help shape that light further. So right here, we'll just go into the basics. This is going to be your on-off switch. So just off and on. And then we'll move this over towards the wall so you can see this. So these are going to be your barn doors here. You can open them up. And it gives you a lot of light, as you can see. So if I move this knob right here on the back, it will either move the light bulb closer towards the Fresnel or further back, which will spot it if it's closer towards the Fresnel or flood it if it's further back. So right now we've got it pretty much fully flooded out. So now let's say that you need to shape the light in different ways depending on the situation that you're in with the scene. If you want to make a more defined rectangle, you can do that and create a little sliver of light depending on, like, let's say you're trying to light somebody's eyes or a prop or something like that. That's one way to do it. So that's going to be your barn doors and your switch here. Okay, so we're going to go over scrims. So you have your scrim bag here. Every Fresnel light will come with a bag of scrims, no matter how big or how small it is. With each of them, you're going to get one single. A single will cut 1/2 stop of light in your camera. You also have a half single here, so it's only going to cut half of the frame of light here. These are 2 doubles, so these will cut down 1 stop of light in your camera each. And then you have a half double here as well. So let's just demonstrate how much light each of these cut down. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to take these barn doors off just so it's easier to get access to them. You have a chain here just to make sure it doesn't fly away. So here we can see the light is totally flooded, completely blown out here. What I'm going to do now is put in a single. And as you can see, the light is cut down. I'm gonna go ahead and take that out. It's always helpful to have a C47 to pick up really hot scrims. So just take that out. Now we're gonna put in a double. As you can see, the light's cut down even more here. And then you can also stack these. So let's say you want to put 2 doubles in, we'll cut the light down even further, and then maybe another single here. That's going to be what's called a home run. So light is completely cut down as much as it possibly can be with all 3 full scrims. Now what you can notice here, especially along some of these edges, is that the light is starting to get what looks like a little bit of a grid effect. So that's kind of the downside of having multiple scrims stacked up on each other, because the grid itself is going to show up in camera. And then just for example, this is going to be your single scrim. Throw that in. And you can see I have it up on the top now. So the top half is cut and the bottom half is totally open. For the double, it's going to be a little bit more pronounced. So you got the double on top, diffusing, taking away some of that light. And then on the bottom, it's going to be totally opened up. So that's scrims. Now I'm going to go over a dimmer switch. Right here, I've got a 1K dimmer. This is really helpful in terms of being able to adjust the intensity of your light. Let's say the scrims aren't really cutting it. You don't have any other modifiers available. These are really helpful. So let's open this up. We've got this on full blast. And as you can see, there's different marks on here so you can make adjustments depending on what the scene calls for, or if you need to turn a light on or off, you can mark that here. So this is gonna be all the way full open, and then we'll go ahead and turn it down, and you can see the light start to lower down in intensity, and it will go all the way off if you want it to. So this is a 1K dimmer, so you cannot plug in a light that exceeds 1,000 watts into this. This is a 200 watt light, so this is good. I would just say one light per dimmer. Now we're gonna go over diffusion. And so let's say that you're trying to shoot a scene and you don't want the intensity of these shadows, you don't want the harshness of this light right here. You can add diffusion to the front of the barn doors, and it will shape the light in a way that looks much more soft. So we're auditioning this light, and as you can see behind me, the light is much softer than it was before. So this is off, and this is on. Ideally, you would have a smaller piece that you could clip using these C47s, or bullets, or whatever you want to call them, and you would clip them to the barn doors so that you can get them to stay on the light. So as you can see right here, you still have these defined shadows here, but overall the light is much more diffused. We can also add what are called gels. You can add different gels to color the light in however way you want. So those are going to be gels. You can add however many you need to. You can even stack them on top of each other depending on the color that you're going for. Okay, so we're just going to go over some of the other basics regarding the Inbetweenie and any other Fresnel light. So what you have here is a little bit of rope. Sometimes it'll be cable. This is going to help you manage your cables so that it's not all flying around here. It's not putting stress on the input here into the lamp itself, and it's making the area safe for everybody around you. So all you need to do is take this cable, wrap it around once, wrap it around another time, sometimes if necessary. So you've got this loop right here, and then put the rope through it. And a lot of times there'll be a little spot right here where you can hang this, but in this case, because this is a smaller Fresnel, it's just gonna go around the tilt knob right here. Let's also go over the basic functions of how to move the lamp. So you have your tilt knob here and your pan knob here. So your tilt knob is gonna move the lamp up and down. So if I loosen this, I'm gonna be able to move the light up and down like that, then lock it down. I can also move the pan this way. So you unlock the knob here, and you can use the yoke right here to move the light left or right depending on where you need it to go. All right, so that's going to do it for the Inbetweenie. Be sure to watch some of our other videos about lights and camera and other film equipment.